Hello, everybody. It's Bill Sack, college football guy. Another video. Yeah, I'm back. Got a new cell phone. What happened? First off, everybody who gave me the well wishes and everything else, thank you. I appreciate all of them. Thank you very, very much. What happened? Well, I'm literally, okay, you can't see it, but there's a camera. Like if you do the version of the height from my head up to out of frame, if you went about here, there's a camera that high up looking downward at me. Two cameras in the truck, one looking out, one looking at me to make sure I'm not distracted driving. You see on camera, I get out of the truck. I'm here in Spartanburg getting loaded up, Spartanburg, South Carolina. You see me here getting loaded up. And in Flint, Michigan, I was at Flint, Michigan. And you see me, the light turned green, it's back here. So I'm looking up as I'm getting loaded right now. The light's red right now, not green. Light's green. I get out of the truck, and it's shift change. So there's people on the camera looking out, sees people walking across the docks as they're heading to the employee parking lot, like way over here. You see that. You see me get out of the truck, cross in front of the camera, and head over here to the office to get the paperwork. 2 minutes after I leave, you see somebody get in, a gentleman get in, or maybe we don't know for sure. Get in the truck, black hoodie, black everything, paper mask, company yellow safety vest. Get in the truck, snatch the phone off the cradle, breaking the bond for the cradle, close the door, get out and leave. Walk across and wait behind for some people to go by, comes out and goes across and leaves and heads to the employee parking lot. Got in a car and took off. On camera. So, I got shown this today. As I was freaking out, the camera didn't work as the truck was off. I said, well, you made yourself lucky because, like, when the truck is off, I was at the dock, it was on because it was cold, so I had the heater running. So the engine was on when I went in. So when this truck is, the truck engine turns off, it stays on for 2 minutes after the engine turns off, and then the camera turns off. Because if you're not, that way you're in the sleeper, and they don't see what you're doing. So it recorded them and recorded them leaving. I got shown the video. I got shown all that happened. So they asked me if I had the receipts or everything, and they took copy. I have the originals. They took copies of everything I did, and they digitally scanned them in. And basically told their company that unless you want us to start having, basically go forward with recommending criminal stuff going on because we have a video of your company, you're going to pay for my driver's cell phone. He got a new one. Here's the receipt for the cradle. And I think he's going to go buy a cradle. I'm going to have him go do a new one. So I got to buy a new cradle that the cell phone sits in and bring that receipt in. And they said they're going to try to get them to pay for both. I'll be happy if they pay for the cell phone. I'm happy they're paying for any of it if it actually happens, to be honest with you. But yeah, so that's what happened. Literally somebody just climbed in here, snatched it, took off. Crazy. All right. Now that I'm done talking about you, this is a video subscriber scenario. Sergeant Morhew, your video was promised on Saturday, but obviously with no cell phone. I'm a cell phone guy. That was kind of hard to do. And I haven't posted. Why did you put it on your computer? I got an old computer. My desktop at the house. Yeah, I don't have a laptop. Desktop is like 8, almost 9 years old. None of the newer cameras work on it. Everything that shows up because of the video card, they have to swap out all the memory and everything else. I mean, it's almost cheaper to get a new computer. The processing, the video card, the graphics, everything shows up black and white because my system's so old. Even the cheapies from Walmart aren't good enough, are more powerful than this computer. Yeah, I'm Stone Age. Leave me alone. So, Sergeant Morhew scenario. We're getting into this. What happens if... We heard the story going around about the P2 doing the breakaway, and we know this. What if the Big 12 and the ACC went with them? All the autonomous schools split and went and did their own thing. What the hell does that do to the G5? The G6? What does that do to them? Well, now they got to form their own playoff. So what would that look like? And what if that had happened, and this was this past season? So in his scenario, Sergeant Morhew, your scenario, all 6 G5, G6 champions, Pac-12 is included. You know, some of you are okay with that, knowing that, some of you are not. But for this scenario, it's included. And all 6 champions are the top 6 seeds. And then 7 through 12 are based upon college football playoff ranking or record. And of the 7 through 12 is everybody who lost in the conference championship game. Or in Pac-12's case, the loser of the Pac-12 regular season game. The one they played each other. So, so that's how it's going to go down. So the 6 champions are the top 6 seeds. As we said there in 7 through 12. Top 4 get a bye. Now, so scenarios. We'll go through the seeding here in his scenario. Number 1, who's the number 1 seed? Oh, gee, shocker. It's Boise State. Can you imagine? Boise? Could they really? Anybody else would be criminal. Boise State, the obvious number 1 seed. No doubt about it. Number 2 seed's Army. With what they've done. 3rd seed is going to be Marshall. Now they say, well, the champions, I'm getting to that one. 3rd seed's Marshall. 4th is Ohio. 5th, Jacksonville State. 6th, the Pac-12 champ, Oregon State, because they beat Washington State. Here is how it's going to go down. First off, Marshall, Ohio. Why is Marshall 3rd above Ohio? Well, when you do the top 25, the college football playoff, they did the playoff rankings, the top 25, and then others receiving votes. Remember that? Yeah, well, others receiving votes comes in, and Marshall was ahead of Ohio. So that's how that ranking went, and Oregon State was 5-7, so they're the worst conference champion. So they got in. So, how is this going to go down? I have little notations on my thing here, but yes, I had to pull out the pen. 7 through 12 is based on rankings, so the 7 seed would be UNLV, 8 would be Tulane, as I wrote these. Actually, 8 would be Tulane. Actually, it is Louisiana, excuse me. 8 is Louisiana, 9 is Tulane, 10 would be Washington State, 11 Miami, Ohio, 12 Western Kentucky. These are all the 6 losers of the conference championship games. So in his ranking, we do this like a tournament here. You have 1 plays 16, 8 plays 9, 4 plays 13, 5 plays 12, 6 plays 11, 3 plays 14, 7 plays 10, 2 plays 15. So number 1 seed, Boise State in Sergeant Voorhees playoff, gets a bye. The 8-9 matchup will be Tulane at Louisiana. That's how that's going to go down. 4 seed getting a bye will be Ohio. Now, first off, I'm going to clear one thing. Marshall lost all their players and their coaches. If Marshall was in the college football playoff and getting a bye, do you think the head coach is going to leave to go to a school that doesn't even have a bye? Not doing anything? It's just a bowl game? He would have left for Southern Miss? No, he wouldn't have. He would have stuck around to have a chance to maybe possibly win a championship. He would have stuck around for that. He may have left after the playoff game was over, but he would have stuck around for this. So they're going to be full strength. So Ohio's the 4 seed. The 5-12 matchup is going to be, because of seeding, this is nuts. Western Kentucky at Jacksonville State. Now, those of our Conference USA fans are laughing because the last game of the regular season last year was Jacksonville State traveling to Western Kentucky in Bowling Green to play them. When Western Kentucky beat Jacksonville State was already in the Conference USA championship game. By Western Kentucky winning, they got to play them in the championship game. But since Jacksonville State was the higher seed, it was in Jacksonville, Alabama. Now, first pick of the playoff, Western Kentucky's the worst seed. Jacksonville State's the 5, so they're going to be playing again in Jacksonville. 3rd consecutive game. This ought to be interesting. The 6-11 matchup will be Pac-12 champion Oregon State at Miami of Ohio. Just kidding. It's Miami of Ohio at Oregon State. I had to mess with you for a little bit. No, Oregon State's the champion. Miami of Ohio's just a runner-up, so Miami of Ohio's at Oregon State. Got you there. 3rd seed, Marshall getting the bye. Will play the winner of Miami of Ohio and Oregon State. 7-10 matchup is going to be Washington State at UNLV. That'll be a good damn matchup. That'll be good. And the winner of that is on the road in New York at Army. So again, first round matchup. The second round is Boise State will play the winner of Tulane at Louisiana. Ohio plays the winner of Western Kentucky at Jacksonville State. Marshall plays the winner of Miami, Ohio at Oregon State. Army plays the winner of Washington State at UNLV. That's his playoff. You win the championship, you get the bye. You get a conference championship, you get a bye. I get his idea. Now, this is the time for you to post a comment. What do you think of Sergeant Voorhees' scenario? This is his scenario. Now it's time to type in the comments. What do you think? Well, now that's done. Now we're going to do my version. I like this idea, the champions. 6 champions getting in, but no one's guaranteed to bye for a conference championship. Top 4 ranked get in. 5 through 12 are on there, but the champions are guaranteed a spot. Here's where I'm doing a little bit of changing here. And based upon how things are done, Washington State, Miami, Ohio, and Western Kentucky are not making the playoff on mine. Because basically you're so far down because of scheduling, and everybody's playing G5. The committees are the same belief that I do. It's basically almost the same because strength of schedule in the G5 is almost minuscule. Power schools are what determines the difference. And this is what sucks because this is going to piss some fans off. Actually, not Washington State not getting out. I realized something here. My previous notes, but I was crossing it out. So here's how my ranking would be. This is my playoff version. The top 6 champs get in, but it's ranking for how everybody's seeded and who gets in. So the number 1 seed, unchanged. Mountain West Conference champions, Boise State. 2 seed, unchanged. Conference of the AAC, the American Army. 3rd seed, UNLV. They were the highest ranked in the rankings. 4th seed, Memphis. That's ranked. 5th seed, top G5 school and the others receiving votes, Navy. 6th seed, Marshall. 7th, Ohio. 8th, Louisiana. 9th, Tulane. 10th, Jacksonville State. 11th, Washington State. 12th, Oregon State. Even though you beat them, they have a better record than you. That's going to piss people off, but I'm the one doing this. I mean, putting Oregon State over Washington State to me is like, the only other school I considered doing this was Sam Houston State, but their strength of schedule, they didn't play anybody. Washington State beat Washington, so their strength of schedule is a lot better. And Oregon State's a champion, so they deserve the spot. So that means Oregon State, even though you're the champ, I can't. Even though you won the championship, you're guaranteed a spot, but you're not better. Last year you weren't better than Washington State. For one game you were. Now not so much. So again, 12 seeds. Boise State, Army, UNLV, Memphis, Navy, Marshall, Ohio, Louisiana, Tulane, Jacksonville State, Washington State, Oregon State. What does this mean for the matchups? As I flipped a couple things around here. During consecutive games. All right. Number 1 seed getting a bye. Boise State still gets the bye. Boise State plays the winner of the 8-9 matchup, which is still the same. Tulane at Louisiana. That has not changed. 4 seed getting the bye is now Memphis. They play winner of the 5-12 matchup, which is Oregon State at Navy. That'll be a damn good game. The winner of the 3 seed, UNLV, gets a bye, and they play the winner of the 6-11 matchup, which is Washington State at Marshall. That could be interesting. 2 seeds still the same. It's Army. And the 7-10 matchup is Jacksonville State at Ohio. 2 conference champions, the MAC and Conference USA champions, going head-to-head in a first-round playoff matchup. So, I've done my bit here. Now I'm going to pull the list back out. I dropped it down here. And we're going to go back over this again. And tell me what you think of Moorhugh's rankings. Tell me what you think of mine. And we're going to see what the matchups are. So again, this is Sergeant Moorhugh. I really wish I could get something over here to do some graphics. It'd be nice. One on one side, one on the other. Maybe one day I get some money in here, I can actually do that. To become like the big boys. All right. Sergeant Moorhugh's rankings were number 1, Boise State, 2, Army, then Marshall, Ohio, Jacksonville State, Oregon State, UNLV, Louisiana, Tulane, Washington State, Miami of Ohio, and Western Kentucky. Playoff matchups, first round, Boise State, Army, Marshall, Ohio get byes. First round matchups, Tulane at Louisiana, Western Kentucky at Jacksonville State, Miami of Ohio at Oregon State, Washington State at UNLV. In my playoffs, the rankings are Number 1 is Boise State. 2 is Army. Then it's UNLV, Memphis, Navy, Marshall, Ohio, Louisiana, Tulane, Jacksonville State, Washington State, Oregon State. Top 4 seeds getting byes are Boise State, Army, UNLV, and Memphis. The schools will be playing, same matchups: Tulane at Louisiana, Oregon State at Navy, Washington State at Marshall, Jacksonville State at Ohio. Both versions are great ideas. You know, it's just doing a G5 playoff. Now, the one that's an alternate version that he suggested, is it a possibility? Like, the problem is this is down the road. What if we do have a Super League, new subdivision, and I've thought the Big 12 and the ACC, the whole conference doesn't go. They're poached. And I've been arguing online on X with Immaculate and a bunch of other people on there saying, oh, no. Everybody's going to go. Iowa State opted out of revenue sharing now. The new one they're talking about, the big rumor going around, it's going to be no opt-out and starting at 25 mil. That's the big rumor. Rumor and innuendo. Because they want to have it where it's higher level. No opt-out, minimum to do this, and possibly put up a bond or something to guarantee your money. So, that being said, keep an eye on the light over here. Not all the schools in the Big 12 would go. Not all the schools in the ACC would. Well, they would have to. If they can't financially afford to go, they can't afford to go. It's that simple. Profitability. Because they're not going to, if you can't opt out, there's no point in going. For some of these schools, they don't have the money. They just don't. Because enrollment is decreasing, so the revenue is decreasing. That's part of it. But one of the alternate scenarios he had was, and tell me if you'd like to do that for a separate video in the future. Sergeant Moore, you can comment if you want me to do the separate video. Would have been if the P2 had broken away, and it was just the P2 breaking away, and it was the Big 12 and the ACC as the new P2 of FBS when the Big 10 and the SEC split, and they're in the playoff, in a 16-team playoff, with their conference champion and runner-ups also included. How would that have looked? And then my version. You want me to do it? Let me know in the comments. That was one of the things that he suggested. We were talking back and forth. So, Sergeant Morhew, your idea is here. If you have any more subscriber scenario suggestions, let me know down in the comments. I'll be happy to, if I like them, I'll do them. And I'm going to shout you out in the video. More stuff's in the pipeline. Also, because of all the fiasco with the phone and me having major arguments with X, I'm locked out of my old account. I can't get back in. Username, name, ID, everything, phone numbers, alternate emails, the whole smack. Not getting back in. So I had to make another X account. It's not meant to be on there. I've already had people, you've only had your account for a month because my old one I'm back, I'm trying to get it back. Doesn't matter. If you don't have at least 250,000 subscribers, no one should listen to you. Really, dumbass? There's plenty of idiots I know who got millions of subscribers. No one should leave a word out of their mouth. But I digress. All right. So now that I've done having my little bit of here, it's time for you to let me know about everything down in the comments. So again, thanks everybody for watching the video. If you haven't done it already, do me the favor. Smash the like button, hit the thumbs up. It helps with the algorithm, helps the video be seen by more people. Lets YouTube know, hey, you know what? People like this thing. We gotta promote it more. Comment on the video. You've seen Sergeant Morhew's version of the G. First off, a G5 only playoff. First question off the bat. G5, G6 playoff. What's more likely, your opinion, to happen? Will the ACC and the Big 12, or what's left it, be kind of the schools that didn't make it up? Will the whole ACC and Big 12 be going kicked up to the new subdivision? I don't think a Super League where they're leaving the NFL, because leaving NCAA is going to happen because the antitrust exemption is going to be hitting the NCAA soon. They'd lose that. Make no sense. Would the entire conference go up, or would just be some of the schools? Let me know what you think on there. But there's a bunch of things to talk about. Sergeant Morhew's version of a G6 playoff, my version of a G6 playoff. Which one do you prefer? Let us know in the comments, because I know he's going to be on here. Share the video if you want to. If you haven't done it already, check out some of the other videos I've done. And if you like them, hey, subscribe to the channel. Now we got on the road to 1K. Thanks to everybody who has subscribed to the channel, including the newer subscribers. Thank you very, very much. I greatly appreciate all of you. I said we're on the road to 1K. I made the challenge. Can I get it by my anniversary date? 820 something, I think, right now. To try to get to 1K, 1,000 by the anniversary date, which is June 30th. Almost 3.5 months from now. Going up little by little. I'm hoping to pull it off. It'd be nice. A nice third anniversary of the channel. Actually hit the 1K. We start making a little bit of money here to maybe help out with the grocery bill, because the grocery bill seriously needs some help. So if you like the video, subscribe. I greatly appreciate it. If you want to follow me on the new X, that's going to be linked in the description. So everybody who was following me on the old X account, odds are the way this is going, I'm probably not going to get back into it. It's Bill, that college football guy. That CFB guy is the new handle. I'll link that in the description. So if you were linked to me on the previous X, you haven't done it already, hit me up on the new one. So again, thanks everybody for watching. Hope everybody's having a great Tuesday. It's a little bit late coming out, but it's been a crazy day. Thanks everybody for watching. Be safe out there. Storms are getting crazy around here in the south. Be safe and please be good to each other.